feels so good to be back in this studio. Yo, what's going on, guys? Having a great day? I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. I'm having a great life. Your boy got married about a week and a half ago. That's why I've been gone. I've been on my honeymoon. We went down to Orlando, went to Universal Studios, went to Halloween Horror Nights, went to Disney World, went to SeaWorld. We have done so much stuff in the last week. Had an incredible honeymoon, and again, married. Look at it, baby. But yeah, that is why I have not really been posting in like the last 2 weeks. I'm just letting you guys know that we are back on our regularly scheduled programming. Gonna try to upload at least 3 days a week, but I would like to go back to uploading 5 days a week and then live streaming every Sunday. I miss the live streams a ton. I don't know if I've live streamed in the month of October, honestly. And I got like the itch, so we gotta scratch that itch this Sunday, okay? So hopefully I'll see you guys in that live stream where I'm reviewing all sorts of music and talking with the people that are in there and just having a fun time. If you got a song you want me to listen to, pop in there, and a $5 donation automatically gets your song on the list for me to check out. But I give away a lot of free ones too. If nobody's donating anything, we just sit there and do free ones all day. But I also do free reactions for every 50 likes on the live stream. There's tons of opportunities to get your music listened to, okay? It's a super fun time. Fun fact, that's actually how I heard Vin J for the first time many years ago. And he was at my wedding. So beautiful relationships spark out of these live streams. But man, this wedding was just, it was so beautiful. I had so many friends come out. Mac Lethal was there. Vin J was there. Gatsby, King Blitz, Holla at Crazy, Simba, Joey Nato came down. Dude never gets out of the house. So that was awesome to see. Just so many of my YouTube friends showed up, and that means so much to me, man. So many of my friends that I haven't seen in such a long time, people that I grew up with. And this thing was like a fairy tale wedding. I'm sure I'm going to post some videos about it. I'm waiting for the actual wedding video from the videographer who shot it, who is the same videographer who has shot several of my music videos. His name is Tommy Jackson, incredible guy. Off the top of my head, I know he did The Devil Went Down to Hip Hop. All of the Buried Alive stuff, I flew up to Chicago and he shot every single one of those. So Buried Alive, Who You Know, I Won't Miss You. He did Let 'Em Talk. He did Call It Quits with Jelly Roll and Adam Calhoun. He's filmed so many of my music videos, so it was really awesome to have him film my actual wedding. It was a whole lot of DIY stuff. My wife did so many of these decorations. My dad built a beautiful bookcase. We decorated it, and there's some Harry Potter inspired stuff there. The music was just top notch. The DJ, Andrew Harrelson, was amazing. Quiet Desperado Entertainment. Dude, there was at one point during the dancing that he played, like, I think it was Call It Quits, and he intertwined it with Eminem's Lose Yourself. And like my voice was rapping on Eminem's Lose Yourself beat, and it just went perfectly. And I was just like, you're a real DJ. Like, some of these DJs around here, I'm in a smaller town, okay, DJs around here are usually just like kind of press play and then move on. He was actually doing the mixing and like doing real DJ stuff. It was so awesome. Very incredible guy. I recommend him to everybody. The photographer was amazing. I grew up with her husband playing baseball, so there was a nice relationship there. I'm just sitting here shouting out everybody. The food was awesome. We had breakfast. We had chicken and waffles and eggs and hash browns and biscuits and gravy. It was not a typical wedding, okay? But as far as the music goes, I'll give you 10 seconds right now. I want you to guess what I walked down to the aisle with my groomsmen. I just want you to take a wild guess. Some people do like Cherub, they do canon, they do things like that, the nice classical piano stuff. I'll give you a couple more seconds to try to think exactly what it would be. What would I walk down the aisle to? And if you guess the instrumental to 50 Cent's Mini Man, you are correct! That dude is badass! My wife really loves Taylor Swift, so I made this like mix of all kinds of Taylor Swift instrumentals for her bridesmaids, and then she walked down to Invisible Strings. I cried like a baby several times. We both knew that we were going to be crazy nervous, so we decided to do a first look before we walked down the aisle. So like they drove me to her up at the venue, and I was like up there at one of the altars, and then she walked up behind me and tapped my shoulder, and I turned around, and I was just uncontrollably crying, dude. I knew I was going to be a mess that day anyway, but I was just like, I could hardly hold it in. And during that time, we read our vows to each other, and both of us were just sobbing the whole time reading our vows to each other that we hand wrote in these little books that she made. I'm a softie, okay? I'm not afraid to admit it. I am a softie when it comes to love. And like the whole day, I just kept thinking about how proud my grandmother would be of this whole thing and how much she would have loved my wife, Leah. Another amazing special moment is my dad was the officiant. I asked him to marry us, and he put his own spin on it, which is exactly what we wanted. He said some funny things. I was laughing up there at the altar. I was crying. There's just so much emotion. When Leah walked down the aisle, obviously, I started crying again, even though I'd already been crying all day from the first time that I saw her. And then I kind of got it together as she was halfway down the aisle, but then I heard my cousin sniffling behind me. He was my cousin Brock. He's my best man. That dude does not cry. I've seen him cry like one time in my life at a funeral. So to hear him cry, I started crying again. And then my dad heard him cry and me cry, and he started crying. So we were just all crying, all manly men up there at the altar crying. Her mom came up and held our hands and did a prayer in front of everybody and prayed for us over the altar. And again, we were just crying, man, just crying. But yeah, there's at one point my dad said, now we know a lot of people. Is there anyone here that does not think these two should be wed? Then obviously nobody said anything. He goes, okay, sniper down, sniper down. It's just so funny, man. I loved it. He gave us some advice up there and just did an amazing job at being the officiant for us. And to pronounce this, he gave my wife a wand and said, you're going to have to do this. And she had Vatican cadavered me. That's just who she is. That's why I married her. Guessing game number 2, I'll give you guys 10 more seconds to guess what song that we walked back down the aisle to after we were announced. Ladies and gentlemen, I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Glass. What song do you think happens? A lot of people do like Celebrate Good Times, Come On! Or Signed, Sealed, and Delivered by Stevie Wonder's a good one. 5 more seconds. What do you think we would walk down the aisle to? And if you guessed Biggie Smalls' Hypnotize, you are correct! I can't wait to see the video footage of all this stuff. We seriously just wanted everyone to be comfortable and laugh and have a good time and just, party. We wanted it to be a celebration. We were tired of like formal weddings and everybody being so stiff. My brother Tony and his wife Pizzy were hand-making frozen butterbeer for everybody up at the top of the altar to grab on their way out and on their way in too. Very good. They were literally lifesavers when it came to that. My whole family, man, everybody just had a hand in doing something. My sister Crystal was doing all kinds of stuff. My mom was all over the place. Literally 30 minutes before the ceremony, we didn't have any ice anywhere, so she drove like 5 miles down the road to a gas station, all dressed up and got her makeup on and stuff in a gown, and got like 20 bags of ice. We took a couple pictures. We got some pictures with some random horses out in the field. That was fun. Then all the groomsmen and bridesmaids got reintroduced into the reception. Again, she's a massive Taylor Swift fan, so all of her bridesmaids walked out to Taylor Swift's Are You Ready For It? And they were just hands in the air, swinging, partying. It was a really fun vibe. And then my guys did something so cool. I did not expect them to do this. They're all kind of reserved. I am too, really. In real life, I'm pretty reserved. But I gave them all some really cool reflective rose-colored sunglasses and some watches as their gifts. In keeping with the theme, I decided I wanted them to walk out to Fat Joe's Lean Back. And the song started. It's like dun 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 ba 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 ba. And during that part, they were all crossed over like this. They put their glasses up, put them on their head. And then when the instrumental started, they just started walking in, just lean back, lean back. It was just so cool, man. And like, I did not expect that from them at all. And it made the party so much more fun. And then Leah and I got introduced into the reception and we came out to Jay-Z's PSA. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Perfect song. It was just so fun. I can't wait to show you guys the footage of all this whenever Tommy gets this done. Leah and I had our first dance, and some of you might know this. I've talked about it before, what our first song would be. We danced to KSI's Holiday. So KSI Reddit, KSI fans, let him know that I actually danced to his song Holiday from mine and Leah's, my wife's first song as a married couple. We love that song. It reminds us so much of each other. And meme it all you want. I feel the love of that song. I feel the love with her when we hear that song, and it was perfect. We even had a little choreography that we practiced. My dips were amazing. Her body movements were amazing. Her and her dad had their first dance together, and they danced to Tuesday's Gone by Leonard Skinner, which I thought was an incredible choice. Her dad is a huge Leonard Skinner fan, and that instrumental it kind of gets me teared up whenever I hear it sometimes. And they just look so wonderful together dancing to that. And then me and my mom had our first dance together, and this was a hard one because my mom knows everything. She's like a CIA agent. I've said this my whole life. You can't keep secrets and surprises from her. And several weeks ago, she finally found this song that she wanted us to dance to. She looked for a long time, couldn't find anything. She found a newer song. It's called Born Yesterday by Eric Burgett, I think is his last name. And she really loved the words, but she didn't particularly care for how he sounded on the song, so she wanted me to sing it. But I was like, Mom, it's a brand new song. There's not really an instrumental out there. Nobody's made one for it, so it's kind of impossible for me to do it. Meanwhile, I paid an AI program like $100 to splice the files out of there and get the instrumental, the raw instrumental out of there. And I worked on this for like a week and a half, and I sang it and recorded it and sent it to Joey Nato to mix it professionally. And the whole time she's like, well, can't you send it to Joey to see if he can do something? Can you do this? Can you play it on guitar? And I'm just like, Mom, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Like, I love the words though. That's more important, right? The words. Okay, we can still dance to this. And in my mind, I'm just like, shut up, woman. Okay, I'm trying here. But it's safe to say she had no idea. I didn't tell anybody I was doing this besides my wife and obviously Joey. I made Joey text me all the files because my mom can see the emails because she helps me do the business email sometimes. So it was all special Black Ops stuff to make this work. But anyway, we're up there. The instrumental starts playing and I'm just like giddy because I know it's about to happen. And she's already crying by the time she gets up there. She's like, I'm just so happy for you. You guys are perfect. And then the song starts playing and my voice starts going and she like doesn't react. She's still just kind of looking at me, smiling, kind of crying a little bit, talking about how much she loves me. And I was like, Mom, I'm sorry I lied to you. And she's like, it's okay. And like hugs me. And then like another 5 seconds go by and I can kind of see it in her eye. She goes, this is him. And she's like looking at my family and like they're all crying. And she finally realized it was me like 15 seconds into it. And I didn't see anybody else. I was just locked on my mom the whole time talking to her and we were crying and hugging each other. And apparently just so many people were crying. My family were all sobbing. And I'll put that full video out too whenever Tommy gets done. I might even upload that to Spotify if you guys want it. If I'm allowed to. It is a full cover so I can get a cover license for it. But we'll see what happens on that whole thing. But I was happy that surprise went off well and that she really enjoyed it. And then the last thing before the dancing, we did our cake cutting and we used Eve's Let Me Blow Your Mind instrumental. So good. Drop your glasses. Shake your asses. But we cut our cake together. She actually didn't shove it in my face. She did that during the rehearsal dinner, which was also amazing, by the way. It was Italian themed. We had pizza, wings. We had cacio e pepe. We had Michelangelo tortellini. My mom decorated it. She did so well that the venue operator, the person that owned the venue, bought all the decorations pictures from her because she said she had never seen the area look so good. But yeah, after Leah and I cut the cake, we invited our parents up because neither one of them ever got to cut their first cake at their wedding, so they got to cut the cake too. And then we started the dancing, and we played just nonstop ratchet stuff the whole time. I think we played like 30 minutes of classic wedding stuff, you know, the dancing type songs. And then Waka Flocka's Grove Street hit, and then after that, it was just straight throwing ass, as the DJ liked to say. We really did just have an absolute blast. But yeah, there's the quick summary of the wedding. I didn't even know that's what I was gonna do. I was just gonna say that I got married and just kind of end the video there, but I wanted to let you guys know how the night went. And again, I'll post some actual footage of all this stuff instead of just describe it. Me and Joey rapped together on the dance floor. It was just such a fun vibe. But anyway, if you stuck around to the end of this, you're a real one because you actually care about how the wedding went and me as a person in my personal life. I love you. You are awesome. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be checking out a Guilty Conscience 2 animated video. I think that dropped on Sunday from my man Randy. He's the guy that actually did the Tone Deaf animated music video, and he used to do No Life Shaq's intro. I don't know if Shaq still uses that intro or not. But other than that, I need to know what you guys want me to check out. I've been away from the internet for 2 weeks. I don't really know what's dropped. I don't know what's happening, but I'd love to check it all out. So let me know. I love you guys. Hopefully I'll see you in the live stream on Sunday, and y'all have a great day. I'm married.
Pour myself another drink. I might just wash it down with your memories. I might just head south down to Tennessee, make a song about the way that you treated me. I might just get the song on the radio. It might just play everywhere that you go. You might not like the things about you that I wrote, but either way, you know you're gonna hear from me. Yeah, sitting at home, thinking about all of the people that said I would never be on. Said I should go, said I would never do nothing with all of these songs that I wrote, but I never fold. I'll just take the haters' motivation and I'll turn it to gold. Write about it on the paper and make it a hit, and I'll take it to the radio. And I'll play it everywhere that you go. You cannot escape all those